Oh, right. Oh, I gotta open one of these things. I'm here doing my thing. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. All right. Hey. Let's see. What happens if I push? Is there a good crowd?
Even outside, it's packed.
All right. That's right. But is the volume
I think
okay?
people saw that loud and clear.
Saw that loud and clear. Oh, that's not good.
We have to slab it.
I agree.
We are going to be a country no more. I actually think it will not. It will be a country no more.
All right. Let's see. What happens if I... Oh, I've got to push... Wait. Let me push this button. Oh, yeah. Connect, you silly thing. Oh, don't tell me I need a new one every time. That's what's going to happen. Wait. That's what I'm saying. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hi. Hey, there's everybody. What's happening, folks? Good to see ya. I'm not playing any Vanilla Ice, chat room. No. I mean, if there's a singular embarrassing moment, I don't know, of all the Mar-a-Lago footage, and I've seen a little bit of it. By the way, CSL, Andrea, anybody who's in the staff chat, if you guys come upon any of the Trump Mar-a-Lago footage, I've only seen like little snippety pieces of it. I don't know if somebody put up a compilation of it or anything. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. Anyways, if there was a single embarrassing thing about it, I guess it was twofold. One was that somebody actually posted a picture, like, or a video of Vanilla Ice rapping and Trump in the audience. They kind of pan back and forth. And they actually wrote on the tweet, or the shit, I guess. They actually wrote on the shit, there's no audio, but he's singing Ice Ice Baby. Okay, first of all, what other song would he be doing? Secondly, singing? Simmer down. That's not a thing. He's rapping is the thing, but no one in the history of the world has ever sang Ice Ice Baby. Woof. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he's doing Ice Ice Baby. I'm like, yeah, you don't say. Also, big stuff about, hold on, let me see, make sure this doesn't play automatically. Trump's standing there. He doesn't want to show, he knows he's getting photographed a lot, so he doesn't want to show his nunt. And he's, here he is. Thank you, CSL. There it is. This is Trump doing his Mussolini face. Right? This one thing you can say about me is that in no way do I have a double chin. I have one chin, as long as I keep it higher than where my nose would normally be. You see. And that's what this is. Also, the problem with it is, especially when you're old, is that when you do Mussolini face, you automatically frown. You look like a lunatic if you smile. Like, it's like somebody's stepping on your nuts, and at that age, I guess they hang lower, so there's a danger that, you can't smile when you're doing that big Mussolini face, so it's automatically, that's why Mussolini always looked like he was frowning, sort of. Yeah. Look at his face, just the droop of it, just dizzyingly, clearly up past his bedtime, even if he has been blazing rails of benzos and Sudafed and Adderall, yeah. And he's like, that's the order those numbers usually are in? Weird. It's not that I think they normally go the other direction. It's just I never knew they were in that order either direction. It's also, you'll notice he's doing that kind of like, he does that I don't know the words but I'm hearing music bobbity bob thing that he does all the time. It's super odd. It's very toddler. Yeah? Now they go up to the ceiling and a bunch of people are like, nobody wishes him Happy New Year. They just go back to the top of that. A lot of people are like, that nobody turns and wishes him Happy New Year. They haven't finished the countdown, so I wouldn't read too much into that. I'm sure a bunch of people came up and aggravated him, but I guarantee also, thank you, Angela, for the super chat. Missed you too. Yes, we missed our trolls over the New Year. I hope, Happy New Year, trolls. Thanks for being here. You can't, everywhere else, this is the only place where you can be miserable and happy at the same time. Oh, yes, that is true. Richard Cheese has sung Ice Ice Baby, but he modified the entire song to actually have, a melody. So technically speaking, I will agree with you, but only in part. You'll get half credit. Judges, nah, you'll get half credit for that one. I think you get Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat, but you do not move on to the next round. I am very sorry. Okay, so yes, trolls do need love. They can't absorb it in any ways. And by the way, hi chat room. Don't forget, like the show immediately right out of the gate. Well, I'll have you guys, by the time we ring in the new year on 2024 with Biden freshly reelected and Trump threatening Jan 6 that he will, instead of having an entire lawn full of people out in front of the White House, he'll have like a little gymnasium in Wisconsin that he'll gather supporters in. And they're like, you're going to walk to Washington, D.C. in the snow, and I'm going to walk with you, metaphorically, because I'm going to be taking a plane to a country with no extradition. But, so, hit the like right away, especially you trolls. If you want to let the trolls know, your other fellow trolls know you're here. I know it goes against your nature. Actually, it doesn't matter. Give it a thumbs down immediately. Just thumbs down it. Just draw it. Because, honestly, just like the angry emoji on Facebook, they don't, YouTube does not give a shit whether you like something or not. As a matter of fact, they just want you emotionally engaged. It's not as bad as TikTok, but it's damn close. Hold on, we got to hang up there. So anyways, hit that like and let people know we're live and on the air and back to our thing, our regular irregularity and that kind of thing. Thank you, Salty Sylvester. Good evening to you as well, sir. Thank you very much. Hello. Good to see you. Jen, thank you very much. Elizabeth, hello. What's going on? Professor Funbags, hi. John Deaf, there you are. F. I feel like I should just call you John Deaf. I think that's right. Ask what's happening. Yep, we're getting the likes up there. They're clicking up. Please, gods of justice, let him be in prison celebrating 2025, Ava. I think there's a very strong chance of it. I just hope he doesn't go to jail in Florida because they'll give him a key to the jail the way they did Epstein. I think, though, at his age, though, the chances of him losing his keys are much higher. And since he's never had keys, since he can't drive, you do realize that's one of the reasons why they take digs at Biden's Corvette, which, by the way, he is the original owner of that vehicle, right? They're like, he's got a $160,000 car. Yeah, because he bought it for $6,000 in the early 60s. You goddamn right it's worth that much money. He keeps it in cherry condition. It's probably got 20,000 miles on it, tops. Like, it's only been driven in political ads. Look at the odometer on it. Looks like Cameron's dad's. But the reason they make such big digs at Biden in the car is because Trump can't drive a car. Cannot. He can drive a golf cart, but so can my 12-year-old son. And my 12-year-old son is really good at it. Trump is not. I just think that's kind of, yeah. Schmoopy, his other car is Amtrak. That's exactly right. I would like to see Trump get on a train and take a train somewhere. I'm dead serious. Wait a minute. Evie's on. You've seen the Corvette in person, and it's sweet. That's amazing. I don't doubt it. Yeah. I honestly think Trump would have one of these, like, oh, he'd do his little oh thing, like he's being shown around a factory. You know, that bullshit that he does. Oh, and you sit where other people sit. Oh, so this is how poor people travel. Oh, I feel like a vagabond if I knew what that word meant. Um, yeah, never fucking happen. All right. Um, oh, you're from Wilmington. So you've seen it around. Okay, now we've got a lot to cover tonight because I feel like I'm backed up. Hello, not that way. Come on, we um. Let me start off right out of the gate with we're gonna have to deal with this because you know if you want to subscribe and you're watching this later at another time and you're like, hey, where can I find this show? Infotainmentwars.com is how you get it. And the reason I bought that URL years ago was because I was going to, when live streaming was a thing, I was going to do like an alternative to InfoWars, just fucking with Alex Jones after I'd been on his show and saw how blazingly full of shit he is. Let me be abundantly clear. He does not believe what he says. I would say it's 80-20. 80% of it is like incredibly like wound up bullshit. I'm dead serious. He is just like he knows he's making it up. He knows his sucker viewers have heard it before, but they're too stupid to know better. And he's like, you know, time to make the donuts. That's how he lies to people. And then 20% of the time is the stuff that's kind of like obviously true that's in the news, right? And so you cite something that's true. It's in the news, mainstream media. It's pretty. You know, that's where he'll cite something in the New York Times and go, "This actually happened." That's it, right? And then he'll like blow a bunch of shit on the rest of it and just go, "This is what will get the fish hooks in the mouths of my dumbass followers." That he genuinely thinks it. Like the amount of just and I would say that there is a slight difference between him and Jimmy Dore in that Jimmy Dore and Kurt seem dumb enough to believe their own shit. Like they're saying equally ridiculous stuff, right? But they actually kind of dumb enough to believe. That's why Jimmy plays stuff and goes, "Oh," like that. Like he's heard clips before. He intends to put them on his show. Unlike my show where I don't pre-watch shit, he pre-watches this shit, picks it, and then he acts like he's never fucking heard it before. Huh? But I think in many ways he hasn't. It's super fucking weird. Anyways, Jimmy interviewed Alex Jones, and he had him on his show, and it's a big long interview and whatever. But they did cut it into chunks, and this is the one that I think stood out to me, CSL. And CSL popped some of these in the little area where I see what like clips could come up. And this one I was like, if anything sums up how who's Alex Jones? I can understand you saying that because this guy doesn't look anything like Alex Jones. If you know Alex Jones from like 20 years ago, this is some of you are like, I didn't know Wolverine had a shellfish allergy and sold real estate, trailers. Anyways, no, that's Alex Jones. That's Tim Cook. I don't know why. I guess we'll find out. That's, I guess, the NATO, and they're all in league together, aren't they? Yes, CSL, you know. They're all in league together. Apple, NATO, or Chrysler. They're all in. Oh, so yeah. So this is a double whammy. Okay, this is fucking spectacular. So that's the thumbnail. If that's not eye catching, I don't know what the fuck is. This one's amazing. Apple and NATO colluded to bring me down. Apple and NATO. All right, let me be abundantly clear. Apple is the first $1 trillion company. And if they were the kind of company that bring people down, I swear to God, you wouldn't know it happened. A company with that much technological ability, if they were in the ending people business, you just cease. And also, fuck it. You think NATO needs to, what did they do? Did they, and I will not watch this. We'll figure it out because maybe there's an answer in this, but what the hell? So somehow Apple and NATO, thank you, Rochelle. Apple and NATO colluded to make you defame the parents of Sandy Hook kids and say their kids don't exist, and that they're the parents that were weeping over their children that had to get closed casket funerals. Though NATO and Apple made you do that. Also, of course, he has an iPhone. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, here we go. I don't know what the hell.
So do you think the reason why they went after you so hard and they and had to take you down, they had to do all this nefarious stuff, twist
this nefarious stuff? You mean like give him his day in court, in civil court?
your words to take you down, was so that they could set a precedent, so they knew what was coming?
Yeah, if they can take down Alex Jones, what chance do the rest of us have? I mean, I defame the parents of dead toddlers on the regular. You know, I just don't have a TV studio in Texas to do it from. And so, golly gee, what am I going to, like, if they could get him for doing it, you know, when he says it on TV.
So they knew that they were going to want to censor anybody and everybody. And so they had.
Yeah, anybody and everybody. They. And by the way, we do not have a defined they. So I'm going to go with the Pentaveret, Illuminati, lizard politicians, lizard people. Fuck, it's Jimmy. It's probably the DNC.
Had to have somebody to start with, and that's what that was?
Yeah, they're like, they're going alphabetically through the biggest pricks in the world. And they went, let's use first names so we can go for Alex.
I actually know this, and I always forget the name of the article because I don't usually subscribe to stuff, but I had to get behind a paywall to find it.
I'm very excited to hear this story.
About 6 months before I got deplatformed in August of 2018, when Tim Cook literally held a powwow meeting, he admitted and decided to curate me, and they wouldn't even say why. And then they gave
curate you from Apple. I'll tell you what. You know why they didn't say why? Because they didn't have to. Because it was self-evident. That's why. Nobody at the fucking meeting, especially at a tech company, was like, why would we want to limit what people are seeing of that guy on our technology that we have a customer base for? Why would we want to, I mean, while I'm at it, why would we want to keep Stormfront off the air? How come, how come the app that shows not only the Unabomber's manifesto, but how to enact the rest of his plan? Why did that app get taken down? While I'm asking stupid fucking questions. Yeah, it's called TOS, dickhead.
some fake reasons later, not Sandy Hook.
Oh, wait. So they were like, we got to get rid of this fucking guy. He's just an asshole. He's got to let him. Yeah, but we really don't have a big reason to do it. And then you just what did they spray something in your fucking face and make you like spout that bullshit? They're like, or were they like, just wait, we'll just hang out. Don't worry, he'll say something. What's he gonna do? I mean, he would have to mock dead children for us to get him off there. Like, well, it's a reach, but
I remember 6 months before that. I don't remember the exact Wall Street Journal headline, but there was another article about it called "Hold on to your tinfoil hat, Alex Jones." I think it was like Gizmodo. Hold on to your tinfoil hat.
Yeah, it probably was Gizmodo. It probably wasn't the Wall Street Journal.
Hat, Alex Jones. You're about to be taken off the air. And then it was a synopsis of the Wall Street Journal. This Wall Street Journal article.
Oh, so by the way, whatever you think of the blather that he just spilled out for no fucking reason, and I don't know why Jimmy went, oh. Was it just because the word Gizmodo had just hit his ears and that's the delay they're dealing with? But let's actually talk about what we actually actually heard, which is that this asshole reads synopsis of Wall Street Journal articles on Gizmodo. Why would you read, if allegedly news is your business, why would you read the whole fucking article when you can get a synopsis on Gizmodo?
Article was one of those articles for the corporate elite. And so it was like 25 pages.
Oh yeah, you mean the corporate elite that Wall Street Journal is written for? Who owns the Wall Street Journal again? It's Soros, isn't it? Does Soros? Yeah, I'm right? Soros owns the Wall Street Journal. Didn't he buy it years ago? And he's used it as it's like he kind of like backdoors his way into.
You could say it's a back door, but I call it a smart door.
Right.
I go subscribe to it.
Because I'm an elite, I mean, amongst the, if you talk about starvation in the world, here's a guy who's never skipped a dessert in his life. So don't make me tell the chocolate cake story again.
And I forget the exact headline. And it.
So what I'm getting from you is that the memory pills that you sell on InfoWars at the store don't work. Is that, I mean, that's the only thing I'm taking from this story, is that he sells nootropics, brain supplements on his site, and he can't even remember the synopsis article that was like the shot across the fucking bow that allowed him to know that they're onto him and they're coming for him or so. I would remember that article. I would, personally, I would remember it, I think.
Was NATO meeting with the tech heads in Europe and meeting with News Corps, and
wow, and that was in the synopsis. By the way, that was Kurt wowing.
They said in the article, "Don't worry, when News Corps splits and sells its entertainment division, we're still going to be popular." So this was to the shareholders of News Corps through the Wall Street Journal that they actually also own.
Yeah, this is great story. So yeah, it's a Wall Street Journal article about the parent company that owns News Corp and Wall Street Journal, and was on
the news division when it split.
Oh, and I guess it's the idea that they're going to come for you because once it splits up, they're going to need the viewership, and no one's as full of shit as you except maybe Fox News, and therefore there can be only one. Thank you, Francie, for the super chat.
And I'm reading this 20-something page article, and it says
synopsis. It's a 20-page synopsis. Jesus Christ, how long was the original article? Was it like a Tolkien novel? There are cliff notes for classic books that are shorter than 20 pages. It was all the ads, probably. Yeah, fucking Gizmodo. Am I right?
Soon the internet will be like cable TV.
What you mean, like the further out you go into the internet, you'll just have like music channels with like a piano on the screen just playing like standards? How far out into the internet do you wander before you get to the Spanish channels?
They use Netflix as an example. You'll
use Netflix. All right, this is Jimmy is I think he's trying to understand.
We'll have 1,000 channels maybe, but that'll be it. We're not going to let people go to all these old sites and alternative sites. And we're going to do it by going after Assange when the left doesn't stand up for him and the journalists.
Okay, this is him just like gargling Jimmy's balls for a second. Going after Assange? When the fuck was this filmed? 8 years ago? 10 years ago? Jesus Christ, man. WikiLeaks is still in existence. They still work even without Assange. What are you talking about?
We'll have the left. Then
we'll have the left. I'll have the left. And then, yeah. Can I have the sauce on the side? Thank you.
We're demonizing Alex Jones. He's a horrible person.
Well, if you're a horrible person, then why do they have to demonize you? Seems redundant. I'm just saying.
When we then take him off the air and the right wing doesn't stand up because they don't want to be next, then when we take off the next person,
the right wing doesn't stand up. You mean like creating like Gab and Parler and Truth Social and fucking Getter and then Elon Musk buying Twitter and basically turning it into a cross between Getter and Stormfront. Yeah, what you mean when they stood down? Yeah, is that what they did?
The next person, it's human nature. No one will stand up and we'll take them all, liberals and conservatives. And I've got to find that article again. But
yeah, you probably should, because to be completely honest, chat room, does anybody understand what the ever-loving shit he is talking about? Because I got nothing. Alex, he looks like he's psychically trying to divine the article out of nothingness. Dickhead, you have, maybe, I don't know, who am I to tell you what to do? You're a well, you were a billionaire, technically. Well, you have $1 billion worth of debt, and that makes Trump a billionaire, so why aren't you? Congratulations, asshole. You're a billionaire. You know how I know? Because you owe $1 billion. Apparently, that's what makes Trump one, so ta-da! But you have that whole fucking studio behind you, and that wouldn't be the one article that said they're coming to get me. That, I don't know, I would have used in my defense in court. I would have actually filed it as this is part of a plan, Your Honor. You know what I mean? Especially if you're Alex Jones. What are they going to do? This is a conspiracy theory. Hello? It's my fucking job.
It was a 20-something page battle diagram. So I go on air with it and I say, I'm about to be taken off, because
so you're holding that up. You're about to be taken off the air. You weren't. And so what'd you do? Drop your guard and just start shit talking dead kids? You're like, well, fuck, I guess this was bullshit. Read this whole 20-page nonsense article and nothing came of it. So I guess I could just shit all over the parents of dead children. I'm impervious to, I can never be canceled. And then, all right.
High-level article, not for pop culture, but
no, obviously Gizmodo is that's like reading code on Hugging Face.
For real business people
Real business people. Real business people don't read articles even on Wall Street Journal about Alex Jones. What day trade are you missing out the big like credit default swap situation or position you have? Because fuck, I got caught up in this 20-page article about how Alex Jones is going to be wiped out by NATO.
Invest in News Corp when they split their entertainment division, and they explained, we're going to end
News Corp's entertainment division,
freedom on the internet, and we're going to use this punk to do it. So it wasn't that I was that important.
I mean, we don't have to be told that.
I was big, sure.
And you've gotten bigger, I will say. Not in stature or in impact.
I was populist, and they fear that. And I was uncontrolled. But
well, I mean, your bowels, and I think your acid reflux, perhaps.
Chose me because I did do clownish stuff a lot, and I still do. I have fun. I'm on the air 4 hours a day.
Yeah, and what's more fun than seeing that somebody has shot up a preschool or an elementary school and saying that the parents who are weeping over their dead kids are faking it and are part of a government plot, and that their kids, the graves that they go to and visit every year at the holidays, are empty. Well, I mean, it's fun. You just it's how you do it. It's like, who doesn't have fun that way?
And so I was just chosen as patient zero along with Julian Assange. It was me and Julian.
This feels like stolen valor is what this feels like.
Is who is in the article, and it's very cold-blooded. So yes, they admit that.
Who they? What the fuck are you talking about? Somebody, like, we don't even know what the fuck this article is. You don't even remember the name of it or the primary source. Seriously, motherfucker, this article apparently came from Wall Street Journal and or Gizmodo. And this is NATO and Apple admitting they're coming after you. What?
I was the first domino.
I was the first domino. Now, you, sir, you are the dominoes box after the pizza is eaten. It's just a smelly, empty carcass that somebody thought was a good idea, but no longer is.
And the feds tried to take your cat, right?
Well, yeah, of course. That's where the USB stick that has all the secret files that he got from his source, it's in the cat, obviously. And but they got a warrant for the cat, and I have to hear. We got to hear this story.
Were you able to keep them?
If it was indeed a he, don't misgender his cat.
It's actually true.
Actually,
my wife, the cat's like 4 years old now. We got for my now 6-year-old daughter. She wanted a cat. The other cat we love so much had snuck out of the house and got down the street and got run over. And
it snuck out of the house. Let me get this straight. You live a life where you are on the internet talking all the time, talking shit about the CIA and the fucking FBI and the Illuminati and the World Economic Forum and the World Bank and anything with world in the title except for World Wrestling Federation. You do that for a living. And the Clintons have a body count. You've been shitting on them forever. And everybody, all the big power people fear you more than they fear anybody else. And you leave your doors open or your windows open. Motherfucker, if you don't live in a hollowed out fucking like a coal shaft that's been turned into a house, would you guys, I wouldn't leave my fucking drapes open. Your cat got out? Your cat got out. Did it? It got run over by a car? Yeah? Because you just leave your fucking doors and windows open, okay? But the black helicopters, okay.
So we heard that ragdoll cats were really great.
Did you now?
Other Joe Rogan stories. This is the best cats ever, super smart. So I get a ragdoll, and folks, they are amazing.
Yeah, it's a great. And then a real doll shows up in a box, and that's really difficult to explain to the family. Where am I going to hide this?
It's like a dog. It's super smart. We go on
Fuck, that's what you want. I want a cat, but that's like a dog.
walks on the golf course at Colossus. I mean, it's amazing. Listen.
Yeah, totally better than the dumb cat that got out, or that was let out by the elite team of government psyop hitmen, assassin cat squads.
One day I'll walk in when the cat's a year old, and it's on the toilet pissing.
Presumably the lid was up. It's kind of a detail that
didn't teach it out. It
just watched and learned. And you never hit the bowl, so
saw us doing it. Swear to God, strike me down if it's not true. And so
everybody in the house, everyone in your house, to use the toilet, you put your front arms on one side of the bowl and your feet on the back, and then you just
So my point is, I'm in a
you don't have one
deposition with the U.S. Justice Department and like 7 lawyers deposing me in the conference room. They came here in a conference room right through those doors, and
yes, his studio has a conference room.
They look at me, and the federal Justice Department.
The federal Justice Department. Were they wearing their superhero outfits? The federal Justice Department. They're amazing. Oh, my God.
Says, Mr. Jones, how much did your cat cost? And I said, I think it cost $2,000.
Is a $2,000 ragdoll cat that can piss in the toilet without having to be trained. It's a robot. Don't you realize that George Soros sent you a robot cat that it's recording everything, Alex. How do you think they brought you down? They used that fucking cat.
And they said, all right, well, we're going to put that on there as an asset you're going to have to give up. And I said, is that a joke? And they said, no, we're serious. But they're going to give me an opportunity. My bankruptcy's almost over. I'm selling everything right now, which I don't even care about, including this watch soon.
Really? Is that your just way of telling us all that you're wearing like a $30,000 watch? Because, again, folks, chat room, perhaps you can explain this to me. I'll paint a picture for you. You think the world is run by a dark cabal of eyes wide shut murderers that just viciously kill anybody that gets in their way. They conduct experiments on the populace. They're engaged in a depopulation scheme by poisoning everything, the water, the food, everything. They're turning the frogs gay. They do all this shit. And you, in the middle of that, where you are their, their typhoid Mary to their alien race that came down here and get sick. You are their nemesis, right? And you decide, holy shit, this dark organization that runs the whole world. It's involved with the Epsteins of the world and the monarchies and the Saudis and fucking all these evil people, and just like they do blood ceremonies and shit like that. Those people are out to get you. And your first thought is, I need a new watch. Not something that's a big deal. Something in the $25,000 to $30,000 range. And yeah, to go with my $2,000 cat that apparently pisses all over the toilet, and it's cute to watch, but no pun intended.
And I'm going to have my dad or somebody buy the cat for me. So no, they are trying to take the cat.
You know what? At this point, why wouldn't we just take his word for it? Sorry. By the way, yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why would you? I believe it. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? At this point, I'm all in. Great. Yeah. Totally happened. Now, this happened, if I'm not mistaken, and check me on this if I'm wrong, Alex Jones, that is your real name. It happened in the conference room of your broadcast studio where you do all your shows. Yeah. And you knew they didn't raid the place. That you knew they were coming. They were coming to your studio, and they were going to meet with you in the conference room at your studio. And you have this meeting, okay? And you have every right in those situations to record the meeting, and you didn't. I mean, it's your studio. I mean, I suppose there should be an assumption that there are cameras in every room. Correct? Yeah, that didn't occur to, no, it's just, you're not gonna, okay.
Wow,
Wow, it is, wow.
kind of unbelievable.
Kinda unbelievable, only kind of believable. Wouldn't it be nice though? It is kind of unbelievable. It would be a lot more believable if he could cite the article so we could all go look at it, and he had taped this meeting that happened at his broadcast studio, and then maybe I'd kind of totally go, I edited it.
I mean, I know that doesn't sound real.
Sounds real to me. I think the pigs.
The news called them and they admitted it.
The news did? Wait a minute. The real news? Holy shit. And I bet the news hid it from people. The news called? Oh my God. I bet they got right through. Hello? This is the National Federal Administration of Justice place. Yes, who is this? This is the news calling. Jesus Christ, the news is on the phone. Protocol Z, Protocol Z. Everyone, run for the exits. Charlie, you're supposed to handle all the phone calls from the news. What do I tell them? I don't know any news. Tell them. What do we say? They have questions. Hello? Yes, we were wondering. We heard from Alex Jones. Stop giggling. We heard from him that you were going to take his pussy. Yes, that you had asked him about how much his pussy was worth, and that you were going to take his pussy and not return the pussy. You were going to, and I believe his exact words were, grab his pussy. And yes, we would like a comment. Fuck. Guys, they know about the pussy. Yeah, they know about us taking Alex Jones's pussy. I don't know how long I can go on with this. I've trapped myself in a bit, and I will never be free. Yes, we threatened to take his pussy. Click. I don't know what to do. I'm out. Okay. Where's the parachutes? Where's the parachutes? Of course there's got to be parachutes. We're in the flying saucer where the National Federation Association of Justice for America resides. Okay, so anyways, where we last left our intrepid adventurers, one was asking the other about how the government was going to grab him by the pussy.
They think that's great. Like,
Well,
they think, yeah, his whole life. It's like cancel pigs, but with the real full force of the U.S. government behind them.
I'm just fired up to be on and to actually get out of the Matrix because
the Matrix? You can pick any body you want. Literally, you can have any physical body you want in the Matrix, and you pick that one.
I am like in Phantom Zone on my own show weekdays. I'm on some radio stations. A lot of folks come to Infowars.com, but other than
Yeah, they don't really.
that, the worst part about being canceled
I didn't even know you had a sitcom.
and being deplatformed is they can now build this fake person however they want. And so they don't just silence you. That'd be okay. You like go away like Obi-Wan Kenobi. No.
Yeah, that's what they say. They just say, go away like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, that's like bend him like Beckham and go away like Obi. Gobi like Obi? What?
They then build this person you're not. And so, it gets worse.
Could it possibly? I mean, if this is the person they built that we're looking at.
They'd run headlines. Alex Jones sends child porn to Sandy Hook families. And I couldn't go on Twitter. I couldn't go on Facebook and say that's not true.
Oh, you mean this? I think that was because they got the contents of his phone, and in it was stuff. Okay, so that's what that's referring to. Yeah. Yeah, this is what they're talking about. Jones denies any knowledge of the images, and InfoWars described the emails as malware attack attempting to embed child porn on their servers. That doesn't sound like he sent them child porn. That seems like it was found in there, and he defended it, and they kind of took his word for it. Lawyers representing the families are suing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones said they received child porn in documents that were sent by the InfoWars founder. According to the consultants working with the lawyers, discovered the images in the documents that were requested during a court hearing. The following states: a lawyer representing the families immediately alerted the FBI. FBI advised counsel that its review located numerous additional illegal images, which had apparently been sent to InfoWars email addresses. During a segment on InfoWars, Jones said the FBI cleared Jones after inquiry found there was no suggestion that anyone here wanted that material, ever looked at it, or even knew about it. That's what the news said. Is that what they... So, and by the way, let's we're talking about a guy who speaks the truth when nobody else does. Okay, that's his brand, right? What you're hearing from the mainstream media, that's fake. Oh, they're lying to you all the time. It's all part of a big, they do this on purpose. They make shit up, and we're the only people telling you the truth, right? That's his story. So let's hear him characterize what I just read to you.
Sandy Hook families. And I couldn't go on Twitter. I couldn't.
Hold on.
You're not. And so, it gets worse. They'd run headlines. Alex Jones sends child porn to Sandy Hook families.
And look at Jimmy like, right?
And I couldn't go on Twitter. I couldn't go on Facebook and say that's not true.
Yeah, I guess people would have to read the actual article.
Subpoenaed 9 million emails. They said, no, it's not enough. We want all, and we were dumb enough, because why are we even storing it, to have 15 years of emails on this email system.
Geez, Hillary Clinton wasn't even that stupid with her server.
And we said, screw it. My lawyer said nothing to hide. We searched it. None of me scheming against him. None of me talking about him.
Didn't decide to do a scan of the media files that were on there to make sure. No.
I had crazy sending me emails about Sandy Hook, which they later put in the court. Look what this lady sent you. Doesn't that sound bad? Oh, that's the proof I'm bad. And someone who was attacking me for questioning Sandy Hook sent me emails with embedded invisible links to child porn. They just happened to scan the millions of emails and find the
No, embedded links wouldn't do it. If you had embedded links, that would be on another server. You would have to click through to that, and you would see images somewhere fucking else. They are talking about actual files. This is what's commonly referred to as a lie.
The hidden links. So we got a letter from the FBI in days saying Mr. Jones is the victim of this. They were actually nice and did that.
Right, and that's what the article says.
And Jones is not a suspect. These were unopened emails because they'd given it to the FBI.
Right, but you forwarded the stuff through and you didn't clear it, and it was not links. There were no fucking links. This is not about links. This is about actual files.
These are unopened emails that he never opened. He's the victim of...
No suggestion anyone looked at or even knew about it. Right, that's what they said in the actual article. We just read that.
Someone sending it to him. It's like swatting somebody, but another form of...
Yeah, right.
But the headlines didn't say that. The headlines said Alex Jones sends child porn. Really? Why am I not in jail? So again, that tells you about these PR firms.
Yeah.
These PR firms? Wait a minute. I thought we were talking about the Illuminati. PR firm? What?
It's like you're running for office, but just to live your life.
Yeah. Yes. Come see us do a live.
Okay. Yeah. That's. Ouch. The fuck. Yeah. So that there you go. That's the end of that. That's the story about how they took his cat and how it was raging bullshit. Yeah. And I think I noticed that a lot of people in the chat, and look at you lovely folks there. Hi, how you doing? Good Lord. By the way, don't forget to hit the like, share the show out if you would. Also, if you see the clips that we post or whatever, sharing those out helps the show. And of course, you can subscribe and patreon.com/HalSparks. Join at multiple levels. The $5 level is open again. We had, it's, I don't know why it ended, but it's just an early Patreon thing. So please feel free. If you think the show's worth it, if you think I'm worth a cup of coffee a month, that's basically it or whatever. And to all the folks that support us through Super Chats and bits and Twitch and all that kind of stuff, love you guys. Keep subscribing and all that kind of stuff on Twitch because you have to redo it, unlike YouTube, which you do. And then there are memberships on YouTube, and I'm tired of talking about it already. Anyways, I love you guys, and thank you for supporting the show. Now, can I show you a clip that I don't intend on doing, but I just like the picture? Can I just... Because CSL... I love you, brother. Hold on. Maybe I'll scroll it up, and I'm just going to see if I can show you the... Okay. This is the title of this one. Biden crime family exposed in 2023 with Breonna Morello, Allison Steinberg, OAN. In focus. That's the title is. Fabulous. I'm interested. It to get oh God. It looks like somebody hit Sarah Jessica Parker in the face with a shovel. What? Why would this is the thumbnail? I don't know which one she is. I don't watch this shit. So Brianna Morello or Allison Steinberg, I don't know which one she is. But what I do know is whoever works at OAN fucking hates her. Why would you? Well, you get to choose the. Oh, it's Brianna. See, I can see it in the background. A little detective work. Ha 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 ha. This is Brianna Morello, live from an Airbnb. That all I need is to make sure it has a desk and a computer already there, because then I can bring up my logo and I'm fine to do a show. Now I think she's just. Here's the thing: we all have, like mid-frame, God knows the faces I make on this fucking show. Oh, like everybody will catch me, will freeze frame me right as I'm turning to look into something, like, and that's the picture that it's just whatever. Which I'm aware of. I don't care because I like being a silly rubber-faced git. But who does this to somebody? I don't think she's inebriated. And the title, Shockingly Unshocking Stories from 2023. You know why? Because the world is against us. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what's going on in this video. I need to know. Let's listen to a little bit of it, just for the fuck of it.
Brianna Morello joins me now with her thoughts.
I feel like we're looking at a nose before and after thing.
On this, she's a former producer for Fox Business,
Really? Why was she fired?
Newsmax, and the MLB. But now she's an independent journalist and
Can't keep a job anywhere. Okay.
host of the Brianna Morello Show. She joins me now. Thank you so much for being with us, Brianna. It's great to see you.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Also, a little severe. I'm just saying. The look, the amount of makeup, the contouring, little severe. Yes, it does look like Munster's makeup. It does. That much contouring, it's too much. It looks like they just everywhere there's an angle, she's just getting them to hit it with some shadowing. Can I get some shadowing through here? And then all along here. And then I want this dark and fade back to here. And then can you make my eyes look genuinely evil?
Allison, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. I can't imagine why she was fired. Hold on. It's just quiet.
Of course. So I want to know, what was one of the most shockingly unshocking political stories from 2023 in your opinion?
I think that you and I are almost wearing the same outfit, except I'm wearing the Ivana Trump version and you're wearing the Nellie Olson from Little House version. But basically with the same color scheme. You clearly got the memo. Shazam.
Gosh, there was so much to unpack this year. If I had to pick, I'd have to be the indictments against President Donald Trump.
Yeah, shockingly unshocking. I mean, because he's such a criminal prick.
Although it's expected that the left will target him, I was completely shocked at how well
that it actually happened,
orchestrated it was. Ultimately, we saw multiple counties, multiple cities go after the president this year.
Well, I mean, in their defense, he did commit state and local crimes in a vast number of places. So they couldn't just slather one big federal charge and be done with it. The states have rights, I think, is something that Republicans will say. I don't know.
And although it looks like some of them may not stick, thanks to our Supreme Court, it's still discouraging as an American who loves this country to see these folks targeting him and going after him with such focus and gosh,
determination.
So much hate. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's treason, obviously.
Obviously, it's treason. So all those local people, they should be killed. Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's treason. What's the answer for treason, right? Somebody, hold on. I think someone else is following your line of thinking. Yeah, I mean, these areas, I love this, by the way. The authorities said they did not believe the shooting was related to previous threats against the justices who barred Donald J. Trump from the state's primary. Yeah, it happens all the time. People break into the Colorado Supreme Court building and open fire at night all the time. Just because it can't, I mean, the timing, it's just a coincidence. You mean he's not admitting to doing it for that reason? Right. Man who opened fire involved in a nearby car crash had reportedly pointed a handgun at the other driver. Brandon Olson. Oh my God, he's related to Nelly. It was not planned. This was not. I did not. I don't know how this happens, but it's all part of a. Clearly, we live in. It's the Mandela effect, I think, isn't it? Yeah. The fucking Olsons, man. Yeah. Then shot out the window of the Judicial Center, entered the building, held one of the security guards at gunpoint, demanding his keys. The guard was not armed, which is weird. The suspect then went to the 7th floor and fired additional shots inside the building, and at some point started a fire in the stairwell. He's being held for investigation of robbery, burglary, and arson. Not reckless driving. Can we have that in there? Reckless driving. Last week, he was the victim of swatting, called her home just one day after she borrowed him from the, okay, blah, blah, blah. They know this, whatever. Anyway, so, anyway, you were saying something about just, hateful people on our side of the aisle.
But it's also frustrating because these are the people we share a country with, and they are just so focused on hating this man.
Well, honestly, it doesn't require, I gotta be honest, it does not require a lot of focus. It's pretty fucking easy, actually. I would argue it takes a lot of focus to not hate him. I mean, that's where the real, I got to give you credit. That's a fucking job sometimes. Well, I'll give you an example. And you can, I can just do it right here. I don't even have to look it up. I can, let's see, right here, for example. This guy right here. And you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take a lot of work to fucking hate that dude. It's not, I mean, it's pretty, right? It's easy, I mean, it does not feel like a job. Like hating him would, and I gotta be honest, I don't even bother with hating him. He disgusts me or whatever, but I don't grind on it. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, you were saying something about him being a wonderful person and how could these people dislike him in any way, and he's wonderful and a wonderful man and he's good to people and
going after him. And at the same time, like you just discussed, they had no problem, the corporate media, covering for Joe Biden and his family's corruption.
By the way, I tried to find a picture of Epstein and Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been in office as a Democrat, Senate and House, and then as the vice president for like 50 years. And nothing. I mean, this fucker got around, but I just could not. I mean, hopefully, in the age of AI, I'm sure it's possible, but so far, nobody's even come up close to having a picture of Epstein and Biden. But fuck, these dudes hung out a lot, didn't they?
I mean, there was numerous stories that were buried by the left.
Yeah? Were they, I'm sorry, is it because these stories were they just taking up too much? I don't know. Was there other stuff that seemed more newsworthy? Like, I don't know, like this guy dying while this guy was president in jail. And then this guy wishing this guy's girlfriend well from the Oval Office, from the White House. Weirder than that? I mean, I gotta be honest, that's weirder than fucking COVID.
And you could just start off with before even he was elected president, and
back when he was just a New York gadfly and a shitheel.
Some might say unrightfully, but
sorry, I'm gonna move him out of the way. So I'll move. You know what? Fuck you. You can have him over by you.
It was with the Hunter Biden laptop story, the Intel.
Oh, notice how she says it too. The Hunter Biden laptop story. Not the actual one?
Community focused on helping getting him elected, and here we are today. So it's no surprise in 2023 that they really didn't let up on that.
Yeah, not surprising at all. And it
No, it's not. It's not. Especially the amount of evidence that continues to come out. I mean, imagine this. Imagine being lucky like me and all of my viewers on the regular. We're like, people. Him trying to manipulate the president of Ukraine and all this shit. And and man, we're all wound up about that story. But we're like, yeah. I mean, it would be much better if he just committed some heinous crime against the country, like stealing classified documents and hiding them in the toilet at his rental property that he lives in, like Howard Hughes, right? And we're like, yeah, but that never happened. Oh, but I hate him so much. I wish he just would. You know how we really hated Alex Jones, and then he was stupid / nice enough to be a complete pig and mock the Sandy Hook parents and children. And we're like, oh wow, we want to get him, but he won't cross that line. And then he just fucking crossed it, man. It's the same thing with Trump. We're all waiting, and lucky us, he leaves office and keeps criming. You'd think he'd lay low, but guess not.
really has been, as you said, just incredible to see this all unfold, completely unprecedented.
Yeah, but that's because that's him. We've never had a shithead like that in office before. Jesus Christ. I almost feel like we owe George W. Bush an apology by comparison. We don't. But you know what I mean.
It'll certainly be interesting to see what happens in the new year. But with that being said, Brianna, the good news is the more ridiculous these stories get, the more potential they have to really wake up our normie brothers and sisters, as I like to call them, which is
Is that what you call them?
positive. So I think
You mean the rhinos that you guys shit on nonstop?
I would call that a win. But Brianna, are you hopeful that people are still waking up here, or have we sort of reached critical mass?
Critical mass of what? Of sleeping? Gibberish. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans are waking up. I think the pandemic, unfortunately, woke up a
It was like a nap.
lot of Americans because they don't trust the media anymore.
Why? Because they reported what Trump said about what he was doing, and it turned out to be bullshit?
Ultimately, we saw HHS, which is obviously under the Biden regime,
To what?
pay media outlets, corporate media outlets like Fox and other ABC, all these other networks were paid a lot of money to promote the jabs. And ultimately, Americans realized that, wait a minute, we didn't hear the actual negative side effects to these drugs.
Oh, you mean because of Operation Fart Steed? Captain's log. That started under Trump? What?
And it was quite concerning. And so I think
What the fuck are you talking about?
a lot of Americans are looking at this and saying, we can't trust the corporate media. And we're seeing it in just the ratings alone, right? We see that CNN just keeps hitting these all-time lows. MSNBC follows right behind them as well.
No. MSNBC over the last couple of years has beat Fox multiple times.
Most Americans are ditching cable news and they're
I got news for you, asshole. All cable news viewership is down because nobody has to white knuckle the fucking government. And the only people that are like grinding it every day are people like me who do it have to digest it for a fucking job. The rest of the country should be able to not watch the fucking news. One of the reasons why CNN and MSNBC, why their viewership is down, is because we don't have to worry about it. Our president actually passed a fucking infrastructure bill.
turning to digital platforms, which ultimately, have platforms like OAN and independent platforms as well. And those
Wait a minute, OAN isn't independent? That's news.
independent platforms are completely thriving. I mean, on Rumble alone, if you look at the numbers on Rumble, it's really impressive to see how many Americans are tuning in every day to independent journalists. And like I say all the time,
All right. First of all, most of the big names on Rumble aren't independent. Rumble contracts with these people as a corporation to have regular talent on there. The only difference between that and a cable news network is is where it's located.
independent journalism will save the country. And I say that because I come from a corporate
Yes, and
media
you're absolutely
world.
right. The chyron on this is perfect for her. The irony is palpable.
And I understand how things work. When I worked in local news, for an example, you would get the reports from places like the Associated Press, CBS, and you would just kind of, as a producer, they'd assume that you would just copy and paste the scripts that were given into the prompter, and then the on-air anchor would just read it. And ultimately, there was really no thought process involved. But now we're
Really? You're telling me there's no thought process involved in like Good Morning Pacoima?
seeing people turning away from that type of news, and they're turning to independent journalists to
Where? Right. So they turn to independent journalists who tell them that the weather's going to be fine when there's a tornado outside, and then they go out and get killed by a fucking tornado because they can't trust the local news, which has the tornado warning on it.
tell the truth. And that's what we truly need to save our country, unfortunately.
I totally
Unfortunately, it's so true. That is so true, guys. So seriously true.
agree, Brianna. It's been really wonderful to see it, honestly. I think many people are waking up to this. We've seen independent
Yeah, I think we're all waking up. What's another phrase for that? Woke? Is this part of that woke shit I hear about all the time? I hear a lot about woke, and I hear it's very, very bad. So I don't know, if maybe they're for it. I don't know. Maybe it's good.
journalism, as you said, just explode in recent years, especially since Elon also took over X. And Brianna, I think you're a shining
I didn't know you guys were on a first name basis.
example of this, having left Fox to pursue your own successful independent media career.
Yes, first at Newsmax, where you were also fired, and then some other place where you weren't doing well, and then you went and formed, what's it called, a podcast? Because that's the top, really. Nobody has one of those. It's a very exclusive club, and you do it from your office, do you? Well, one day, man, if I work really hard, I could probably do a show from my house, if I'm lucky.
So I do hope this trend continues into the new year, but I have to ask, are you concerned that with the crackdown on censorship, with the ongoing efforts to
There's a crackdown on censorship? That means there's not going to be any censorship anymore? Sweet.
silence and suppress conservative voices, we can continue to still have successful careers in alternative media? I mean,
Well, you have to have one first, and then I get where you're going.
I just reported yesterday that beginning January 1st, T-Mobile is going to begin censoring text messages that contain potentially harmful or hateful content.
For all our viewers.
You mean like child porn? How dare they attack our freedom that way? And that's more than likely what that's about. Can I jump to something real quick? You're watching Houseparks Megaworldwide. By the way, may I say, if I may, and I do think I can, you're watching the award-winning Houseparks Megaworldwide. Huh? That's right. I won a crookie. That's right. I did it all for the crookie. So you could take that bookie and stick it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want the Crooks and Liars gave me an award. I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw it this morning. It was very nice. I gotta say, it was very sweet. But it's now official. Hey, look, if I can still call myself a... All right, God damn it. I am a colonel. Get used to the idea. So I'm a colonel, and I'm award-winning. I'm an award-winning colonel. You know, take that, huh? All right. So I want a crookie on Crooks and Liars. Hold on, let's see if I... It's very sweet of them. It was really nice. Francis gave me that, and I'll say it probably buried down at the bottom with crookies. Where are they? I saved it. Oh, I gotta find it in here because they actually do have some. I didn't realize. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna have to scroll through it. I'll find it. By God, can't keep looking at it like a maniac. All right, I'm not going to look at. It's embarrassing to look at. Oh, look at that. Anyways, let's jump over to this guy. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, if I might, you guys know this guy, Mike Lumpy Pillows.
Lumpy Pillows, kiss my ass.
All right. It's not my fault. It's just kind of, you're a
Asshole.
right. Yeah, no argument there. So, he looks well. Oh, thanks, Andrea. Look at that. There you go. Let's try to bring this over. Whoops, where are we? Dink. Oh, it's on X. Look at that. Hold on. Good Guy Crookie Award for 2023 to the Amazing House Parks. Thank you so much, you guys. That's so lovely. I want a crookie for Good Guy of the Year or something like that for the thing. So largely because I will digest these idiots and poop them out metaphorically and be, I have an iron stomach for these idiots. So yeah. Whoops, hold on one second. It's so funny, the chat that I can look at in my little telepromptery thing right here, which is right in front of me, it gets behind everything else, so I have to scroll ahead, and people are reacting to stuff that's already happened. Thanks, Mark. There we go. So yeah, he's not looking good. There it is. This is the award. Thank you very much. Look at that. Good Guy Crookie Award 2023. That's so great. Okay, I can't. I'm using my other browser, so I can't look at it. Anyways, thank you so much, Crooks and Liars. We love you. crooksandliars.com. We have to get Francis and Driftglass on here very soon. I'm just I need to talk to them again. We'll manage. All right. Oh, by the way, a little bit of housekeeping note before I get into this next little bit. Thursday, I won't have a show because it's a travel day, so I'm just gonna be in airports all day. So yeah, but the rest of the week totally normal or abnormal or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, back to this now. Here we go. First of all, he moved over in front of the stairs, which I think is a mistake because there's just no way whoever lives upstairs isn't standing up there with a bowling ball right now. And secondly, why would you want the light to bounce off the floor like this? Again, it looks like he broke into a real estate open house, killed the realtor, and is broadcasting from the house. Oi.
Mike Lindell, tell me about this trial in Georgia. Is this another
bunch of bullshit?
Another wild goose chase, or
is
this something that's real?
Yeah, this is the real deal, Steve. And
God damn it, the uplighting is a mistake. Shit. It's just not good.
There's a lot of differences in this than everything else that's came out over the last few years. And
is it?
This is perfect timing on our plan to secure our elections.
It really is. I mean, obviously before there was something like a January 6th, there perhaps, maybe even before the midterms would have been a time, or at any time before now. But this is probably the best time.
Our election platforms, everything that's happening right now comes from a stolen election, and we need to secure our election platform. With this case in Georgia goes back almost 5 years. It's called the Curling case. It was against Secretary of State Brad Rassenberger.
Oh, right. He's a
asshole.
No. He's a Republican. That's what I was thinking. But you're close.
And the difference of this is a judge now ruled it was late last year. They put in a summary judgment to get rid of this case. And the judge ruled, no, we're not getting rid of it. And there's a couple differences. This is Democrats and Republicans that are the plaintiffs. These are both in Georgia. Remember, you had a gal that got 0 votes in her own precinct that was a Democrat with her and her husband in that precinct.
No, she didn't. They noticed that they didn't get any, and then that was a glitch. It was also a local election.
But this judge made the ruling in November 10th of 2023.
Whenever.
That this case moves forward. She denied the summary judgment in part and is going to trial on January 9th in federal court. She ruled that the machines are vulnerable and that you're not a conspiracy theorist if you talk about them. This was a big ruling in itself. So when this goes forward now.
No, it isn't. The government has no say And whether you talk about conspiracy theories, believe them, or say them, none of that. It's about evidence you put forward in a court case. That's why you get in fucking trouble, because you try to take shit that is unprovable or totally disproven and insert it into legal cases, and when it gets thrown back in your face, you complain that you're not getting justice. This is just horrible.
I believe
lazy.
But
you're an asshole. That's right.
But hang on.
Hang on. Did you just call him a hoe?
Aren't they trying to, since this is Democrats, aren't they trying to cut some deal to have some small part of it that can be fixed, and they agree to that, and the trial goes away? Isn't there a bunch of back room right now? Because
yeah, no, it's. I think it is backdoor stuff, right? Isn't it backdoor stuff? Yeah.
You could say it's a backdoor, but I call it a smart door.
Yeah.
Burger and these guys said, if this thing comes to trial, the evidence here will be damning. So we have to basically make a deal and get or sign some consent decree and do.
No one said that. You're just making shit up at this point.
Well, mea culpa, but
again, even if Raffensperger and Kemp said this and did this, there would be no way for you to know that they were saying and doing this thing, because it would be a crime. It's illegal. If you know about it, the court would know about it, dum-dum.
Not actually let them have a platform to adjudicate this with evidence.
Right. They're doing a couple.
No, because the court case, it's going forward.
Things, Steve. One is they're obviously trying not to talk about the 2020 election. Oh, it's vulnerable in every election except for 2020. There were problems in every election with these machines. But
all right, asshole. So she noticed she didn't get any votes because they didn't tabulate the votes that were taken. Once they did a recount and they ran through all of them, they found the votes, they found the ballots that hadn't been put through the machine. And again, this isn't a primary. So it's handled by locals more than it is verified by the feds. So the standards are different. So what they're going to do is say the standards for local primary elections or whatever in Georgia has to be the same for the regular elections. Which, you know what that's going to mean? It means it's going to involve the same balloting and the same computers that they use for the federal election. That's what's going to happen. Ugh.
The one thing you're talking.
This, I gotta say, this guy just gets, I don't know how he manages to do it. He fucking keeps getting dumber.
About is they're trying to carve out just part of the machines. Basically, I believe it's the tablets, not the tabulators, or vice versa. I can't.
Yeah, something along those lines. They're trying to get them to be used the same way that they're used in the federal elections instead of. My God, who gives a fuck?
Which one or the other?
Yeah, it's only the case that it's perfect timing and God has brought it to this moment and it's everything, but you can't remember it. You should talk to Alex Jones. He can't remember the fucking article that apparently gave him the heads up that NATO was trying to kill him. Motherfucker. I gotta say, I would remember. And I know I'm a special case. I remember a lot of useless shit, but I also remember the useful shit. And when I don't, or I want to have it on call because I have to remember a lot of useful shit, I store it someplace. That's right, like the articles that we have to constantly use to remind people that Donald Trump did not sign the VA Choice Act of 2014 that was signed into law by Barack Obama that he kept taking credit for. Yeah, I have that on call.
And they're arguing over that. The Democrats all of a sudden are with Raffensperger on that, going, "Hey, let's just talk about part of this." Well,
yeah, let's all do it. Let's not talk about the other part. Let's make sure nobody gets to bring it up in court.
This judge has made some good rulings, and I believe this judge will look at everything, and if she finds these machines are not constitutional.
Oh, you want a dum-dum tea? Just say, like, hang on a second, dum-dum. Then like, ... And then just a picture of me on the back, just like looking up articles, just typing shit.
And that they can't provide a fair and accurate vote. This is what we're looking for. But it also, I believe anything that comes out of this trial will be a positive for what we're doing for our plan to secure our elections.
No. No. It won't. You're going to look like an asshole again.
We're all in this month. And like you say, I love your calendar that you have there. We put everything together on a website, lindellplan.com.
It's not so much a plan. It's sort of a loosely knit, kind of crisscross of it's like a mind map for the mindless.
If everybody go there, we're going to have updates daily.
Whoa.
Of everything that's going on, not just with this trial, but
no, of course not. I mean, there's obviously lots more.
With our plan just to go county by county and secure our elections and get.
Yeah, you better get started, little titmouse. You got shit to do. There's a lot of counties in this fucking country.
To paper ballots hand counted, which is what we need in all of our elections.
No. We get hand recounts. That's how it works.
Perfect. Tell me, before you go, tell me.
Here's a good idea. How about this? Parallel countings, and you guys pay for it. Oh, nice. Oh, that's lovely, Andrea. I would love to have them on. That's fantastic.
About the company, what should we focus on? You finished with a bang in 23. We make sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was stacking the wins like cordwood up in the last like 3 months, especially when that when you guys remember like where he's totally in one of those. It was a filing. He did this thing where he gathered everybody together and it was like boom, and it was like, oh man, he finally proved it. Remember that? Me neither.
Sure, everybody got their Christmas bonuses. What should people be looking for right now when we think about MyPillow?
Well,
oh my God, this is a commercial. The rest of this is a fucking 6-minute and 20-second clip. It's 3 minutes and 46 seconds in, and he's like, people just got their Christmas bonus. I'm sorry, you can get Christmas bonuses in hell after Biden has destroyed the economy and there's no more fucking Christmas left? You're not even allowed to say Christmas on the air, I thought.
MyPillow, I show, thank you guys for getting us through last year. Now,
yeah, but I mean, hey, if it wasn't for you and your lumpy pillows,
kiss my ass.
All right, it's just,
Asshole.
I can totally focus on this, our corrupt elections and our election platforms. But at MyPillow, for the
No, I'm not just gonna run a fucking ad, a fucking 2.5-minute ad for this asshole. Can you imagine lining up like this dude? There has to be like I think James Comer should, promo code.
Asshole.
I think James Comer should get like the Lindell Award. Just this fucking talk about Lucy in the football, but it's like if Charlie Brown was punting and then just faked himself out, just kicked past his own hands. Good Lord. I gotta say, like, this is some of the and by the way, let's jump over. I want to show you this too. This is nutty. Okay, it's more Bannon's War Room, right? This guy Dave Bratt with way too many founding fathers pictures behind him. It's a little creepy. I think that's the Last Supper and then the signing of the Declaration. Like, this dude thinks he owns these moments because he's got a fucking picture of him. No family photos. That's weird. Dave Bratt, Trump is a return to normalcy. Can you imagine if Trump was your fucking normal? Imagine normal for you is a man who talks about whether his wife, his new baby will have his wife's tits. And said she already has her legs. You know what I mean? Like that kind of normal. If normal is like voting for a dude who partied with Jeffrey Epstein for 2 goddamn decades. That's normal. Wearing a diaper, just fucking doesn't brush his teeth, just gets his fucking veneers changed every 18 months. That's normal. That's what it is? Yes, happy normal. That's exactly right, Mark. So this is I don't know how he's going to square this circle, but let's find out. Yeah, and we're not going to do this whole video because nobody needs that.
Brett,
Well, it just calls him that right out of the gate.
Your thoughts about all this? And this month is going to be insane. You got impeachment hearings, Fauci hearings, New Hampshire, Iowa, Taiwan elections. all the fights of President Trump in the Manhattan courtrooms to strip him of everything, and also all the fights on immunity, 14th Amendment, all of it, sir. So January starts off with a bang like we haven't seen before. Your thoughts, Brother Brat?
Brother Brat. Can't remember his first name.
No, I think the people on the War Room know all the major themes that I would bring up.
Yeah, most of them are like Christian or Egyptian or I don't know. Is that Aristotle or has just got Plato up there or whatever? Yeah, it's hard to tell from the picture or whatever. I don't know, the signing of the Declaration. I don't know what the fuck that is over there. The stabbing of Caesar. I don't know.
A couple that stick out was the ouster of the Speaker McCarthy.
Yeah, I'd say that sticks out.
For
no reason at all.
Forging a deal with the White House, just an appeasement, total appeasement with the White House on the.
And then Mike Johnson doing the exact same deal.
Budget. The White House wanted $7 trillion, and the Republicans caved and gave them that. And so that was a major move. And now with the new speaker, that's 2024 is going to be dictated by whether he holds strong.
Don't hang on. Don't bury the lead. Yeah. McCarthy gave him an extra year. It was bad. Yeah. We didn't love the first deal, but we were prepared to accept it as team players.
Right.
He added.
Is that what you are? You guys are team players now? Why would you be team players during the total destruction of America? Right? Understand what they're accusing Biden of all the time and how lamely they do it. And then these guys are like, yeah, but we'll be team players. How would you be a team player if you actually believe that shit?
Another year and took off the cap on the deficits.
Yeah.
You're going to have, we already.
That's because it was a losing fight for you fuckers, and you knew it. If they shut the government down or didn't, if they held the debt ceiling where it was, if they refused to raise it, they would crash the economy, and it would be on them, and they know it. They weren't being team players. They knew it was all on them, and that was that. They were like, I'm not going to take that shit. Fuck you.
We have over $34 trillion. This is why McCarthy's gone, and this is the original sin of really this Congress that they've already had they're back next week on Tuesday, I think. And right in front of us is the CR. And as I say, and I think you agree with me, shut down the border or shut down the government. Yeah. We got to stop playing.
Yeah. You do realize if you shut down the government, the border is even more open because the processing of people goes away and it just makes it easier for people to get through. What the fuck? You think it's like the walls in the Death Star or the doors in the Death Star? They just shrunk. They just close when you stop the government from working? The government is the border. The purpose of a border is because you have a way of living inside an area that other people don't. They either disagree with it or they haven't built their own version of it yet, whatever the other country's reason. And the only reason you have a border is because you have a standard that your citizenry lives by and other people don't. If you stop living by that standard, your border ceases to exist anyways.
And that's going to make January one of the most intense months in modern American political history with
yes, and I'm already bored.
7 or 8 events that would be number one in themselves all jammed together.
Yeah, it's almost like the legacy of Donald Trump is a bunch of horseshit.
In one, sir.
Yeah, the other point that you bring up, but that I think symbolically is huge, is the
symbolically. Yeah, excellent. Totally.
Ouster of Tucker Carlson from Fox News. That reveals so much in so many.
It does, yeah. I've been talking shit about Fox News for a long time, but I didn't realize.
Ways. And the FBI and the CIA and the intelligence organizations are not going to be happy campers this year because Tucker is on a roll along with your show and others who are now exposing the new logic, and it is not pretty.
The new logic?
Tucker's hinting, and the Fox reporter now is hinting, they're training us in to get ready for dire outcomes. And Obama writes a movie about an EMP attack and losing electricity next November or something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember. I don't really have Disney Plus, so it's something like that though, right? Yeah. Does anybody know?
Implied. That's crazy land, but now is in our mental models.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're not movies. They're mental models. I realize that I was being programmed when I watched E.T. by Steven Spielberg to hate my government because it was the government guys that came with guns to take E.T. and they just let him die. The evil government people showed up with their guns and everything because they were worried about that he might bring a pathogen from outer space, not realizing that he can heal just by his own finger, so he could just touch everybody on Earth that he gave space flu to, I guess, Shit, he'd probably do it without even touching me. He could probably just turn on your hot light. Let it shine wherever you go.
And so all that to say, I think the good news is, and I went into modern art and all the devastating decay, but the 24.
What? All right, I don't know what maybe this is something you talked about earlier.
I honest to God think that there's going to be a return to the faith. There's going to be a national transformation going on along the lines of the truth and the...
Oh, fuck. This is the same thing Lindell says. This is like the greatest revival for Jesus Christ that's ever been had. Meanwhile, what do you mean? You're just going to fucking crowbar people like Jesus back into schools because your churches suck at teaching the gospel? Let's just get this out in the open. Let's just stop fucking around. Your churches suck at teaching the gospel. That's why you want it in the schools. That's why you want fucking 10 commandments in front of the I don't know, the Supreme Court or in front of courthouses in your states or whatever. It's because your churches suck at teaching the gospel. For the record.
Beautiful and the good. And I think people are looking for a new mental model. And that
yeah, and I got to it, and what they mean is a movie. And, I know you got a lot of that Seinfeld money, Steve. So if you could invest in my movie that I want to do, it's like The Last Supper meets the signing of the Declaration of Independence, but it takes place during Plato's time, when and the Kraken is the star, and you're just making this up by looking at the paintings like Kaiser Soze, aren't you? No.
Mental model is the mental model of the Judeo-Christian tradition.
Say mental model again, motherfucker. Say mental model again.
Tradition, which they know, they intuitively have it in them, and it speaks of greatness, right? And the high Renaissance was captured by three great artists, and this is not subjective.
No, it isn't. No, you're right. You're right. This is all rock solid. There's no flexibility in the interpretation of any of the... What the fuck are you talking about?
They were great. And greatness is being buried right now.
It totally is. Its greatness is being buried. It totally is. Under bad news, I would say like passing an infrastructure bill, all the Biden bridges. Biden's building bridges and it's getting buried. Look at all the B's in that. Say a B word again, motherfucker. Say a B word. All right.
Ain't no burying. I look at my room here. What do I got?
Yes, we get it. You're using imagery and iconography to hide your hollow intellect. Yeah, that's how assholes do it. I guess if you don't have any diplomas worth a fuck.
Out here, play around with my camera. Up here, I got Raphael's School of Athens. Depicting human reason from the Greeks. That is
the irony. So these are all your ironic pictures.
Greatness. All three of these guys hated each other, by the way. So get your kids to study this. Down below, right next to me, is the Lord.
Is the Pez dispenser of the eagle, the eagle? This guy right here. It's right. It's right there. It is a Pez dispenser, right? It's not one that. It doesn't give you like those raisinets, right? It looks like he's pooping.
Lord's Supper by Da Vinci.
Oh, that's what that is. I would, I should have read the Da Vinci Code. I probably would have spotted that right away.
Captures Jesus Christ. These are the major themes. Behind me is the fountain.
Yeah, you have themes. I understand. You're a shallow puddle of a man.
Behind me is the Bodleian Library at Oxford University. And then right up there is Michelangelo's Moses. Right? So I try to surround myself with these things, and us Protestant Presbyterians, we torched all your Catholic art. We repent for that. Sorry about that. But these are markers toward the transcendent, toward true greatness.
And something that you're never going to experience. And with all that around you, you still have that haircut. Yeah? You're still going with short hair. You have all those symbols of greatness around you. All of them flowing locks, and you're still gonna cut your hair short, are you? So it just means nothing. Maybe the transcendence and long hair, maybe they're aligned.
Alan Bloom wrote a book called Closing the American Mind. He mocked, the underlings who are just studying the 60s radical stuff. But after a point in time, after you studied the pantheon of
bored. I'm bored. I honest to God, I don't know what the fuck this asshole's on about. And I thought, if the world's gonna fucking end, you actually have time to whinge about this shit, right? Again, it's like fucking Alex Jones's goddamn watch. If you have time to yammer on about shit like this, your world is not bad. I'm sorry, it just isn't. If anything, that's what privilege is. Yeah. Privilege, ultimately, I believe, is ingratitude. Tons of people can have it. Everybody's capable of it. But these guys are particularly whiny about it. Now, speaking of particularly whiny, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the currently broke former mayor of some city, I don't know, in the general New York area, who was famous for brooming the Italian mobs out of New York so that the Russians and the Chinese could take over. But that didn't set him up for anything in the future. That's weird. Meanwhile, Rudy Giuliani says, imagine if Reagan or JFK took money from the Soviet Union. Okay.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Maria Ryan.
Hi, Maria Ryan. How are you? Wonderful. She's my favorite. I watch her every day. I have a special satellite dish on the back of my pickup truck, and I drive it out in the middle of nowhere, and I got a generator, and I run the generator, and then I'm able to watch my favorite shows. I watch my favorite shows on the back of my truck, use a thing like that. And I like her because her voice is her voice is very sharp and very piercing, and you can hear her over the sound of the generator. That's right. Yeah. She amazing.
Alongside Mayor Rudy Giuliani, covering for Eric Bolling tonight.
Well, that's wonderful. You're alongside him, are you? I would watch out for COVID if I were you. I hope you're upwind.
In the last few years, we really got to see how the deep state was.
Oh, the deep state, yeah.
Deep! And
it's so deep. It is deep. It's deep, deep, deep undercover. The deep state. Conspiracy talk for people who don't think the word bureaucrat is sexy or scary enough.
In action.
Deep action. Oh, deep state action. All right, everybody, gonna have it all deep state action. Gotta get some traction in my deep state action. Shut the fuck up.
How the establishment in the left.
That's right. CSL, you always know it. Every time they say deep state, I'm like, I'm going deep, deep, deep undercover. You know exactly where my head is at.
Weaponized the FBI and DOJ.
Oh, dear.
To take down Trump and any of his associates.
Especially this one, before even him.
Just look who's alongside me. They tried to politically persecute America's mayor.
Oh, that's it. And luckily, he didn't give him an opportunity to, because he didn't do any fucking around, so he didn't find out.
But what is equally dangerous is how the corporate media ignores everything regarding Hunter Biden and his shady business dealings.
Oh, it's terrible. They don't even talk about it. Meanwhile, is Newsmax not incorporated? Are they a 501c3? I don't understand. Newsmax isn't incorporated? What, they just run it like a fucking, does everybody get paid with Zelle or?
With 10% Joe, but it was really 50%. You'll learn more. We'll break it all
Bring my titties
down. Mayor Giuliani, nobody knows more than you
how bathing is actually bad for
that deep state is threatening and oppressing Americans. You found out about Joe Biden even before he announced he was running for president.
Yeah, how did you know about this guy? Was he in office before he decided to run for president? I don't know. Come on.
In the 2020 election, because you were looking at Russian collusion. Tell us what you found out.
Yeah, you were close to the Russian collusion. You were right there on the cutting edge.
I found out about it because
because you bought a hard drive full of bullshit when you were in Ukraine.
An informant, a reliable source, came to me with information about how Hillary Clinton was paying huge sums of money to put together a false story about Russian collusion on Donald Trump. And she was doing it in Ukraine. And basically...
What? The fuck are you talking about? What? Honestly, what the fuck does the... Hillary Clinton wasn't... What? You mean the dossier? All right, at this point, I guess the whole... I guess the whole plan at this point is just baffle them with bullshit. Just layer, different story points. Nobody keeps it straight anyway, so why even bother? To fuck with the timeline, make up shit, conflate things that never happen near each other, or create a directional timeline out of events that happened before and after each other at different times, but link them as if they all occurred like dominoes falling. Sure. Right.
I was told by this high-level operative that...
A high-level operative? Weird.
They were doing, meaning the Democrats and Hillary, were doing in Ukraine what they're accusing Trump of in Russia, which was totally false.
And then you had to get that.
Oh, what an edit. Why'd you... Hold on. Why the fuck... Why'd you cut... Why'd they do that? Hold on. Look at this weird... I mean, is this another thing where Newsmax is like, fuck, man, he said the election shit, so we got to cut it.
Accusing Trump of in Russia, which was totally false.
And then you had to get...
See that edit? They're not even trying.
Get that infamous laptop, which you didn't ask for, but the repairman trusted. You're America's mayor. You're the #1 crime fighter of our generation. So
you're the #1 crime fighter of our generation. Citation needed.
Gives you that laptop, which you didn't.
No. If I may, no. Now, if please say you had the laptop. You physically had the laptop. The guy gives you the laptop. You did it. Is that what he did, ma'am? That's how we're gonna say it. He gave him. Okay.
You tried to again do all the right things, give it to the FBI, but
no, he didn't.
In that laptop, you found out it was only.
No, he never saw a laptop ever, not ever. He never laid eyes on it, never had it in his possession, never knew he wouldn't because it doesn't exist. But okay.
One deal that was 10% for the big guy. What was Joe Biden taking home from all of Hunter's business?
Oh, God.
Apparently, he got half a piece of ass out of it. Also, hold on. Why are you cutting to this?
What was Joe Biden taking home from all of Hunter's business?
Yeah, what was he taking home?
Oh, gosh, there's a text in that hard drive that a prosecutor would...
Oh, look, new pictures we haven't seen before. And There's so much, there's gigabytes of information, and yet same 9 things.
Would salivate over for in a RICO case. It explains the economic arrangement in which Hunter texts his daughter, I've been taking care of the expenses of this family for 30 years, and still I've
shutters and all that kind of stuff.
had to give half of my salary.
Again, bagmen don't get to keep half of what's in the fucking bag, and it's a reference to what Biden did with him when he was in school, which is you pay me half your paycheck because you're living at home. Why
To pop
half
over 30 years.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't have to do the same. Now that's the arrangement. The arrangement is Hunter was the bag man.
Yeah, again, bagmen don't bitch.
And Joe was the principal. I mean, I've prosecuted numerous cases like this, including.
Have you? Yeah, okay.
Including with congressmen, but never sums of money like this.
Really, in New York? Really, this is huge money. $4,000 in truck payments, and well, that's the only direct payment from Hunter that we've seen.
Amounts here are staggering.
Oh, staggering!
And
this is the biggest
excuse me.
corruption case in the history of America.
No, it really isn't. Not even close.
And over 150 red flag alerts on the bank accounts. And to this day, Janet Yellen will not give it to Congress. It's
Why won't she? Oh, how come?
terrible. Well, listen
It is terrible. What, red flag accounts? Is that what they're called?
to this soundbite from Joe Biden himself.
Hunter Biden, your son's.
There is no controversy about my son. It's all a lie. It's a flat lie.
I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it. There's not one single bit of evidence, not one little tiny bit, to suggest anything done was wrong. There's not been one scintilla of evidence that my son ever interfered, that I ever asked me anything, that I ever got involved in anything.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Yes, we have seen all the shit, and that's still true. No lies detected.
Now we know that is bull-fleece lies. There's
Bull-fleece lies? Bull-fleece. Just say bullshit, because I think bull-fleece is actually more offensive. Also, bold face? Is that what you were trying to say?
pictures of Joe Biden with Hunter's business partners. There's
Yeah. Again, at the World Food Program dinner.
phone calls. There's the emails in the laptop.
Yeah, his. You're telling me his son talked to his. He talked to his son. Yeah, interesting.
And now the situation is changing. It's no longer I didn't know. I didn't have financial holdings in his business.
No, that's not. Again, do you notice how they keep adding words to this or taking them away to try and I don't know what is it? It's not quite hyperbole. It's like hypobole. You know what I mean? It's like they subvert. They slip a word in that make that. Here's 5 words you're used to hearing about this, and one more word that actually makes it legally different, right?
Stealing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a recording where he calls Hunter. Hunter's not there. He leaves a message on the voice machine.
We've heard this about the news story that they were going to take the piss out of you, but I think you're going to be fine.
And basically says he had just gone over the newspaper article that had all of their dealings with China described. So when he says, I didn't know the dealings, his own voice contradicts it. And did nothing wrong. 31 million.
Hold on, fucker. The article, that's not what that says. And also reading accusations is not the same. That didn't make him involved in the fucking business because somebody wrote a story that he wasn't involved. What the shit?
Dollars from our biggest enemy, Red China, and he's
Red China.
President of the United States. Imagine if Ronald Reagan or John Kennedy had taken $31 million.
Donald Trump took $17 million from the Chinese Communist Party while he was in office in his secret bank account while he was president.
For their family.
Yeah, and now it's $31 million. and it's just from China. I don't know how, like, suddenly all the money from all sources, any money the family made or anybody made in the family, around the family, adds up to 20, and now it's 31 million.
From the Soviet Union. They'd have been executed.
Well,
they'd have been executed.
I'm really sorry that you're being politically persecuted. I'm also
well, I would be too if he was. It's not.
So sorry that the DOJ has gone after Catholics, people.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a Catholic in charge of the entire fucking government.
People who go to Latin Mass have gone after parents who want a better education. Our forefathers.
Yeah, but it's not so much that they want a better education, because I think, technically speaking, all parents, myself included, always want a better education for their kid. I think it's how they figure they're going to go about it, mainly being that they're going to, I guess, yeah, they're going to assert their desire for a better education by sending a letter bomb to a vice principal. That would be that's the part that gets you in trouble. It's not just it's not a thought crime in, wow, I wish my kid's school was better.
Fathers wanted everything separate. The DOJ was.
You mean like church and state? Just walked right into that, didn't you?
Was supposed to be its own agency.
Yeah.
Without.
You mean without like somebody trying to appoint their own personal Roy Cohn, like giving the job to like Jeff Sessions, the first guy that I guess that, I don't know, did he nominate him first, or it was just his first endorsement? I think it was his first endorsement. Or it might have done both. I don't know how the RNC works in the state, but Jeff Sessions was the first guy to come out for Donald Trump in the House, right? And then he gets a job running the DOJ, and then he goes and gets Bill Barr when he has to replace him, because even then Jeff Sessions wouldn't break the law for him. So he goes, I'll go get Bill Barr. This guy believes that the presidency is the highest office, and that, he believes the Nixonian idea that if the president does it, then it is not a crime. And so I'll get that guy. Yeah, they would have been against that.
Influence at all from the White House.
I mean, I worked with them for many, many years. I probably brought their most important case.
Yeah, we know you're the source of that 1023 file. That's, they under Trump, he was paying you money as a source. Prove me wrong.
Cases. I have an award as the G-Man of the Year because of my lifetime of work with the FBI.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago when they referred to people as G-men.
And a great job.
You mean government man?
And my heart is broken at what Bill Barr and Ray have done to the FBI. And I mentioned the both of them because nobody has the guts to ask them, why the heck were you hiding the hard drive for a year?
Ooh. Hard drive? Hard drive? You mean laptop, right? You don't mean the hard drive that you refused to give to all the news outlets that were asking for it before October, right?
While your president was being impeached for something that hard drive would have exculpated him completely. And I was...
No, it wouldn't have. No. No, even if everything on the laptop was true, still forcing another country that has already had money from Congress allocated to them for their own national defense, holding that to get after your political opponent or to go after this extrajudicially, go around it using another country's judicial system, is still illegal.
His lawyer at the time. I didn't know about it. You were hiding it from me, and you made me spend hours with you, giving you evidence, and you already had the evidence, and you left our witnesses hanging out there to be killed. What is wrong with you, Bill?
What witnesses? Well, you don't have any dead witnesses. The fuck are you talking about? This motherfucker thinks he was working with Seth Rich? What the shit?
Bill Barr and Mr.
I'm dead serious. Where the fuck did, I'm so used to all the standard run-of-the-mill rubber stamp lies, and he's so habitual in what he talks about, and it's the same shit over and over again, that when he throws in a new detail, it better be fucking backed up by something. What the Who the fuck killed your witnesses? That's gigantic. You can't just drop Clinton body count bullshit this late in the goddamn game.
Ray, it is outrageous that you're not...
Outrageous! And we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. If I do say so my goddamn self. Is my outrageous thing working? Yes, there it is. Oh, I know. It's behind these kind of things. I gotta And then move this up, I guess. Where are you? I think. Play. There you go. Outrageous. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the key giveaway. That's the word. That's how we know that somebody has been completely is full of shit, knows they're lying. Yeah. This is anytime a politician uses outrageous to describe the situation they're in or someone that they're aligned with. That's
question. Nobody bothers to ask Bill Barr.
That's
How
right.
could you
Bill Barr was appointed by Donald Trump. How do you question the best people?
sit on that hard drive for the amount of time you did it?
Hard drive. Wouldn't he have the laptop? If the FBI has the laptop, then you could say laptop because he would have the actual one. He would be able to compare the hard drive and the laptop. Why would he have just the hard drive? These aren't important details. Sorry.
And how about when I was accused of being a Russian pawn and the president, you still sat on the hard drive.
That's right.
And the hard drive proved that was a total big lie.
A big lie? No, it didn't. It did no such thing. As a matter of fact, if you were a Russian pawn and you were aware of it, you would go, holy fuck, I need cover. And then that's why you would be the person that would dole out your own, it's effectively your alibi. So we're supposed to take this unverifiable, totally lacking in metadata, bullshit hard drive as your alibi for not being a Russian asshat. We're just, yeah, okay.
By the present occupant of the White House.
The president occupant of the White House. Well, at least he admits Joe Biden's the president. You know, we got to take these little victories, right? These little mini ones. Well, I think, you know, today we had we saw a lot of harsh makeup. We saw the worst lighting MyPillow has ever had, except maybe when he went to the hospital and was checked after he was sexually assaulted with a tangerine. Long story. If you're new to the show, you know, you won't understand. And if you are new to the show, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. I adore you. I gotta go. Fam's having dinner. We're gonna go I gotta feed my kid. I love you guys. And can I just say again to the crooks and liars folks, I love their site. I love what they do. I think they're fantastic. And I was so honored that they gave me that Crookie Award. I was like, I don't even think about the show. I just do the show. You know what I mean? And it was just nice to, when people notice, besides us, you know, I feel like we're here, but you know what I mean? But like the rest of the outside world, I always forget that people see it. And then people come up to me at Nerd Halen shows on the streets of Blaze and go, I watch this show all the time. And I thank you. And all that. And it's beautiful. What is this? With proud Zionists, we already own Gaza Beach, beautiful Israel beach from condos will be constructed. What the fuck? Get out of here. Why in the world would you be such a prick about that stuff in this moment? Seriously. We have a Zion, Kentucky, by the way, and I think it should be a good idea. Everybody just move there. Jesse Ventura would like the show. You're goddamn right, I did. I watch Hal Sparks all the time, but I watch him from an undisclosed location through what's called a squawker box, which is one of our translating devices. And it inverts all the sentiments, and then I get to understand, I get to like Donald Trump and what he's doing. He's actually able to make Trump make sense. It's actually horrible, but it was invented by the Mossad. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, regular shows tomorrow. I'm dead serious. It's going to happen, you know, as long as the kidney doesn't attack. Worries me.